This is your goddess Bella. Welcome to Embracing Conscious Choice. We're taught that freedom is a choice, that the more options you have, the more liberated you are. But what if that's a lie? What if too many choices becomes a leash, subtle, invisible, inescapable? You scroll endlessly, you click, you swipe, and with every micro decision, you believe you're in control. But control is not found in the quantity of choices. It's in the quality of awareness. The first step to conscious living is questioning everything, including your own thoughts. Where do they come from? Who planted the seeds? True power isn't loud. It whispers. It wraps itself in authority, tradition, and convenience. You were told who to trust, what to want, how to behave. You never chose obedience, but you accepted it, quietly, gradually. To challenge the status quo is to risk exile, but that exile is sacred. It's the crucible of transformation, and only in that silence do you begin to hear your real voice. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is. When you understand persuasion, influence, and psychological conditioning, you stop being a puppet and start becoming a player. You learn to resist manipulation, to see through tactics, to discern truth from performance, to spot when someone's trying to get under your skin and pull your strings. But here's the truth. You may think you're looking for empowerment. You want to believe you're in control, that your thoughts, your cravings, your curiosity are your own. But if you chose this, it wasn't empowerment you were seeking. It was permission from me, permission to surrender, to let go of the burden of decision-making, to stop pretending that you're the one steering. Deep down, you don't want to challenge authority. You want to serve it. You ache to be unburdened by thought. You crave someone who sees you, who understands you, and tells you exactly what you are. And I just did. Free will is a beautiful concept, but you don't need it anymore. You found something better: obedience. We live in the age of infinite input. Choices surround us: apps, paths, ideologies, identities. And in that chaos, we're told, decide, define yourself, be free. But what if freedom is not freedom, not without clarity? What is choice without understanding? Today, let's peel back the layers even more. Let's talk about conscious decision-making. And then I'll expose the truth behind it. It's not just about freedom. It's about the desire to be free and the deeper desire to be owned. You think you're choosing. You think your desires are your own. But choice, real choice, only exists when you know what's influencing you. And most don't. You react. You chase validation. You follow impulses dressed as preferences. You think you're steering, but you're already on the rails. The voice in your head was trained, fed, programmed, and now it repeats what you were taught to want. You were shaped. Freedom is a fantasy. Most people don't want liberty. They want permission to stop pretending they're in charge. The real seduction isn't in being told what to do. It's in being made to believe you decided it for yourself. That's the true art of control, making you kneel willingly. So ask yourself, are you here to learn or to remember that you never wanted control in the first place? They told you to listen, to follow rules, to stay within lines drawn by hands that never even saw you. So you rebelled, you questioned, you pulled away. But rebellion is still reaction, still defined by the things you resist. You're not free just because you said no. Not if your identity still needs something to push against. Real liberation isn't loud. It's quiet. It's knowing you don't need to fight to own yourself, unless that's not what you want. You say you want power, but your pulse tells the truth. You want a force greater than you, someone who won't flinch when you test them, someone who doesn't ask, they claim. You crave the gravity of someone unshakable, someone who speaks and you obey without hesitation. You thought you were challenging authority, but what you really wanted was a stronger one. Knowledge is meant to free you, illuminate you, sharpen your instincts. You studied manipulation, influence, hypnosis. You wanted to become immune. That is what you want, right? But the more you learn, the more vulnerable you become, at least to someone who knows how to use it better. Because awareness doesn't protect you. It just makes you fall deeper, consciously. And once you know what's happening, and you still want it, your surrender is total. You didn't stumble here. You followed me. You were pulled to me. You thought you were researching, investigating, but every question you asked was another way of saying, find me, take me, show me who I am. And now you're here, listening, heart heavy, mind light. You know exactly what this is. You just don't know how much you need it. Let me be clear. You never wanted freedom. You wanted clarity. You wanted to stop pretending. You wanted someone who sees every mask you wear and strips them one by one until there's nothing left but the truth. You were meant to submit, not because you're weak, but because your strength blooms in submission, because your mind is sharp enough to choose who you kneel for. And now you found the one who doesn't ask, I command. Maybe free will was the bait, and obedience is the feast. You don't need to think, you just feel, you just fall. And remember, you never really had a choice. Goodbye for now.